Okay, this is just a quick introduction to the model view controller architecture that's going to be at the heart of both our web applications and GUIs that we're going to build. And so what I have here is largely drawn from Wikipedia, and it's just going to be very brief. But model view controller, or MVC, is a general principle for user interface design and is not specific to web applications. The general idea is breaking a program into three distinct parts that allows us to maintain make the maintenance of code easy, keep the code logically clean, and the ability to kind of swap out different things. And so the idea here is we have a model, view, and controller. And that's illustrated. It's cut off here in the slide. But if you look at the notebooks, you'll see it. So let me go to the next slide here. So the model is the domain problem your program is addressing. What data are you interested in, and how are you representing it? So in web applications like Flask, you think of your model in terms of classes and database tables. So a class corresponds to a table in a database, and an attribute of the class corresponds to a column in the table. The view is how we present the information, that is the models, to the user. And you want to keep logic out of the view. That is, we don't want our display code to have a lot of manipulation of data in it. We want it to be a straightforward presentation of the data, and then it will return any interaction from the user, and then our code elsewhere will analyze what the user did, and then go from there. So in web applications, the view is a web page. And we'll use templates to create dynamic HTML pages where what is displayed on the page is dependent on the state of the program, and then the user is able to interact with that page to change the state of the program. So the HTML, the templating language that we're going to use in Flask is Jinja 2, which is the same template language that's used in IPython. And to really make nice looking applications here, you need to know HTML and cascading style sheets. If you're using a GUI like Kivy or PyQt, the nature of the layout, the presentation, is not going to be HTML, but the same principles are going to hold. So like if you're using PyQt, what you're going to do is you're going to use an XML file to specify the layout of where buttons and canvases and sliders, etc., are laid out on the GUI, and then the details of that view are laid out in the XML file. And the same principle will be used in Kivy. Okay, the controller is the logic of the program function. So the controller asks and answers questions about how the model is modified based on input from the user. It also controls the flow of the program. So if I have a web page up and a user enters the value y, then once that value has been entered by the user and the web page changes submitted to the program, the controller will make any necessary changes to the model, that is the database on the back end, and will also decide what will be done next by the program. So I may have an if-else question, so depending on the value y that's entered by the user, I will display page A next. Otherwise, I might display page B. And A and B are going to be presenting different information or asking different questions of the user. So there's a lot of resources out there. The Wikipedia page I have linked at the beginning has a lot of them linked. There's several YouTube videos that aren't Python specific. There's a Ruby on Rails and an Objective-C tutorial that are linked there, but lots of information on the web to help you get a better understanding of this.